All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're taking a trip to Kathmandu through the eyes of a writer who found himself in the middle of it all. It's a journey that starts in pure, overwhelming chaos and ends with this moment of, well, incredible universal clarity. It's a fascinating ride.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Kathmandu isn't just one thing. It's this messy, beautiful mix of life. It's colorful, it's commercial, it's deeply spiritual, and yeah, it's always got a surprise waiting for you around the corner.
So, our journey kicks off with a visit to two of the city's most important holy sites. One is Hindu, the other is Buddhist, and as you're about to see, they are two completely different worlds, somehow existing right next to each other. The contrast is just wow. On one hand, you've got Pashupatinath, which is described as having this febrile confusion. It's a chaotic jumble of people, animals, and activity. Then on the other hand, there's Boudhanath, which is all about this deep, profound stillness. It's kind of wild to think these two places are in the same city. So let's dig into Pashupatinath a bit more. There's this whole vibe of rules and rituals. Only Hindus can go into the main temple, a princess shows up, and suddenly everyone has to clear a path. And right there, out in the open, the cycle of life and death is happening, with cremations on the riverbank. It's an intense, totally unfiltered experience. And then you get to the Boudhanath Stupa, and the whole energy shifts. It's this huge white dome, and it feels quiet, reverent. The narrator even calls it a haven of quietness. The shops here are different too. No aggressive hawkers, just small stores run by Tibetan immigrants. It's a world away from the chaos. Okay, so we're leaving the temples behind and plunging right into the streets of Kathmandu. And if you thought the temples were different, the city itself is a whole other level. It's a full-on assault on the senses. Just try to imagine this for a second. You've got Bollywood songs blasting from radios, nonstop car horns, bicycle bells ringing past you, stray cows making noise, and vendors shouting to sell their stuff. It's just this absolute wall of sound, a real auditory overload. And it's not just your ears getting a workout. Your eyes are darting everywhere, from modern stuff like chocolate bars to ancient-looking Nepalese antiques. And the air is just thick with smells, Incense from a shrine mixing with the scent of flowers being sold on the street. It is a dense, vibrant, and totally consuming place. So, faced with all of this, what do? Our narrator just gives in. He doesn't try to analyze it or fight it. He just dives in, head first. There's a sense of total surrender to the city's energy. And what does that mindless indulgence look like? It's this fantastic random assortment of things. A sweet marzipan bar, some roasted corn from a street vendor, a couple of comic books, and even a copy of Reader's Digest. But all that chaos, it takes a toll. He feels completely drained, so much so that he just decides, forget it, I'm flying home. The city has just worn him out. But then, just as he's decided to retreat, something happens. Something changes. This is the real turning point of the story. All that noise from the city starts to fade away, and one single sound comes into focus. And that's the big question hanging in the air, right? When you're completely overwhelmed by everything, how do you find that one moment of peace? How do you find a signal in all that noise? For our narrator, the answer shows up in a very, very unexpected way. Just picture this. In the corner of a super busy square, there's this guy. He stands out not because he's loud, but because of this amazing thing he's holding. A pole with dozens of bamboo flutes sticking out of it in every direction, looking, as the author puts it so perfectly, like the quills of a porcupine. What's so amazing is the way this guy goes about his business. He's the total opposite of every other vendor. He doesn't yell, he doesn't try to grab your attention, he just plays his flute. Slowly, meditatively. And when someone buys one, it's this casual, offhanded thing, almost like the sale is beside the point. The music is the point. And here's the magic of it. It's just a single, simple flute, but somehow its sound is so pure and clear that it cuts right through all the racket of the traffic and the shouting. It doesn't try to compete with the noise, it just sort of floats above it all. So this one sound from this one person, it sparks this huge realization. It pulls the narrator out of his own head, out of his experience in Kathmandu, and connects him to something way, way bigger. And here's this beautiful idea he lands on. The sound of a flute is both universal, I mean, pretty much every culture has some kind of flute, but it's also incredibly particular. The specific sound, the way it's played, that's unique. It's global and at the same time deeply personal. I mean, think about it. You find this instrument literally everywhere. You've got the reed ne in the Middle East, the Japanese shakuhachi, the deep, soulful bansuri from India, the clear, almost chilly sound of South American flutes, and the high-pitched ones from China. Each one has its own style, its own voice, its own history. And that brings us to the heart of it all, the big takeaway. He realizes that to listen to a flute, any flute, anywhere in the world, is to tap into something we all share. It's a sound that crosses borders and connects cultures. It's a reminder that under all the noise and chaos, we're all part of the same human story. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with that thought. For the narrator, it was the sound of a flute that cut through the chaos of Kathmandu and made him feel connected to everyone. What about for you? What sound, or sight, or feeling does that for you? What makes you feel drawn into that commonality of all humankind?